Hello. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back to the garden. See who we got here. Mitt talking about some guy named Joe. Azrael's here. Blade charge. Today's a lot better. Prime time, how you doing? Logan's here. Keith is in the house. And Patty's here too. Do me a favor, like and share. I'm going to jump on the stream here so I can see the chat better. You guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat. Let me know how the audio is. I'm always worried. We had rain yesterday. Today a little better. It's about 70 degrees. It's perfect. A little bit of clouds. But let me know how you guys, you can hear me good prime time? Cool. Loud and clear. You can hear me good prime time? Cool. Hey. All right. It's perfect weather today, to be honest with you guys. And we got good news, bad news in the garden today. The good news is I got a new tomato plant. It's a 4th of July tomato plant, which means it should be coming soon. But thanks to my man Mitch, I'm now going to use overlays. And show you a couple things. Let's turn the music off. All right. And I'm going to show you a couple things with some overlays from the past, things we've done. But hope everyone's having a good day. I'm still not back to 100%, to be honest. I thought I was. Hey, Rick is in the house. Good to see you. But I mentioned the 4th of July. So I just had brunch, lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to get iced. Red, white, and berry. Little treat on the patio today for your boy Blaze. Happy 4th of July, early. Not quite the 4th of July yet, but why not have a beverage? I was hoping it tastes like a bomb pop. Oh, very, very ironic today. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Rick. Everything Rick says, think the opposite. We did have some bad luck in the garden and good luck. So we'll talk about that. I did try lime on the plants because my neighbor does use lime on their plants and it's been pretty successful. Joker's in the house. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Hernsberger, what's up, Brian? Cheers to you. I got iced. I'm not chugging the whole thing, but 25 degrees Celsius. I had my fan on and I got a pizza in the oven. All right. So then it's warmer than that. Your fan is off and you don't have a pizza. Gotcha. I am going to do a Sunday stream next week. I'm going to bring back the Sunday streams for the Forbidden Door. So before AEW's Forbidden Door, I'm going to have my own Forbidden Door, and it's going to be AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan, all of them, ROH. We're going to mix them all up and have some matches and talk about Forbidden Door before it starts. So I'm going to do a pre-show, basically, on Sunday. But this week we have Territory War starting on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'll post all the match cards for those soon. But as far as the garden goes, let's go back and look at, wait, those are banners. I want overlay. So we had a little house here for Chippy. the chipmunk who is eating my sunflowers. Well, we'll check the sunflowers soon, but and there he is. There is little Chippy. I see you, little bastard. I see you. I see you, you little booger. That's Chippy. I knew I had a picture of him somewhere. I should have showed you guys the picture of Chippy. Hey, the queen is in the house. What is up, Firestar? Good to see you. So those that wondered, that's Chippy. Chippy in the house. That's Chippy outside of his house, actually. Running around with a mouth. I should be over here. A mouth full of food. And I got him when he was out just scurrying around doing his thing. I didn't realize he was digging up the sunflower seeds and eating them before they could grow. So what we did, also had these other critters here. If you've been watching the show, we had these critters. How about these? Oh boy. There's my little groundhogs. So there's actually, if you can tell, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them there, plus there's a mother. And they live underneath the shed over here. I swear I got poisoned yesterday just from cutting my grass. But these little bastards, they roam around the yard. They eat the clovers, which I used weed and feed on my yard for the last week. I did 2 treatments of it. One, I watered it, which you shouldn't water it. And then I had another treatment that I did. What's up, Jake? I had another treatment. There's Nightmare as well. Here we see Blaze in his natural habitat. No, those are little nightmares. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them on the screen. So I had that's the bad news, is the critters. The good news, I got a blueberry and it's blue. An actual blueberry. It was blue. Still a little sour, but I've had a blueberry bush for about 3 years. And I finally got blueberries, couple of them. So I'm hoping next year that bush does a little better. I had, 6? I had 6 berry plants that I bought this year. I'm down to 2. 4 of them have sadly wilted away. And we'll talk about that here soon too. So today is cut and grow. So I was going to do a show on Friday. I wasn't feeling up to it. It was 95 degrees outside, way too hot. And what I did was I cut all these herbs down and I took them inside. So this is the herb garden you're seeing here. The birds love the bird bath. I try to fill it up and keep it fresh. Bees drinking out of it. We saw a bee drinking out of it last week, I should say. But here I wanted to give you guys a little more in depth on what I do with the herbs. As I got older, high blood pressure and other issues, which, by the way, the beet juice is actually working. I think it was Matt Outlaw or Jake or someone sent me a message on Facebook and said, hey, beet juice can naturally bring your blood pressure down. So I got off the medicine. I'm 18 days off the medicine. Still get a little bit of headaches from it, but it's almost all gone. But I've been drinking 8 ounces of beet juice every day, chasing it with something that tastes better because it tastes horrible. So the beet juice actually brought I've lost 10 pounds since I stopped that medicine. I've lost 10 pounds and my blood pressure is down to normal again. So that is crazy. I mean, as nasty as the beet juice is, if that keeps up, I will drink that shit every day if it helps. So another thing that helps is less salt. So instead of salting things, I was growing these herbs, drying them out, and I have a bunch. I need to can it up and sell it, give it away or something. This is what I do. On the bottom right is lemon thyme. On the top right is parsley. That's basil in the middle and oregano on the left. So I was using a dehydrator to dehydrate the herbs, but then I was finding out you're losing a lot of the potency, the smell, the essence of the herbs when you do that. So now what I've been doing is just let them sit on the counter 3 or 4 days, sometimes about a week, until they're dry enough to just crumble into allspice. So I'm making my own allspice. Yeah, don't get us salted. Nice joke, Nightmare. I don't have my wah, 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 for you here. You'll never beat it. Nightmare's got the jokes today, I guess. Grandma used to have a cooler next to her mailbox, and the mailman would always take, ooh, pickled eggs, ugh, because she had too much. That's good, though. That's good. What's happening, Solo? Good to see you, my friend. But what I've done, and I'll show you the process a little further. This is just a drying out process. And then I will put it into these containers. So you see on the right is an empty one. Basil's the main ingredient, oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, and thyme. Now the cilantro I haven't been using, but I got all these containers full of this stuff. The thyme I got more time. So I dried all this out. I just crumbled it up, put it back into there so I have more allspice. But that's pretty much the process. Cut and grow. All these herbs, as you clip them, will grow back. My oregano and the thyme, the lemon thyme, grows back over the winter. It's amazing. So dry it out, containers, and I like naturally bringing it down. We got that one blueberry still hanging out with us. We got our little critters hanging out with us. We got Chippy in the house. Chippy hasn't been around for a while, and his little garden. So today we're talking about cutting and growing some things that are dying, and I'm enjoying a little Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and blue. How about it? It's not bad. The tomatoes, well, good news, bad news on that front, Jake, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Yeah, that's why I'm the rookie seasoned gardener. I'm a rookie because I've been doing this for a dozen years, but I'm still brand new at it. I'm just learning from YouTube videos, and you guys have given me a lot of tips, a lot of things I should try, not try. And my neighbor's garden is definitely an influence as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the herb garden, the grapevine, and the regular garden, which what I'm thinking of doing next year, because I know the dirt is not good here. For some reason, my dirt dries out no matter how much mushroom compost or manure or other kinds of dirt that I use, it dries out. And you'll see that where the onions and stuff are here in a minute. But this is all a learning process. I want to be able to come out, cut some fresh tomatoes and throw it on a BLT. Eventually, and I think I'm learning more about these whiskey barrels that I'm planting in, because they're not really that deep, but they are wide. So we're looking, I started Googling what's good to grow in a whiskey barrel. And a lot of it is flowers, herbs and flowers. So I have herbs over here in 4 whiskey barrels, and I put 3 more back here. We'll see how it does. So yeah, Bagwell is on a farm all his life. So I got friends that are, my brother's wife is part of a farming family. Get some dirt from the woods. That seems to make, yeah, the woods grow really good. And you'll see I threw 2 of the berry plants in the woods because they had black dots on the leaves. So I just Googled it, good old Google. And it showed me that it's a bacteria and it travels in the wind. So I was like, holy shit, it's going to catch onto all my other plants and kill everything. So I pulled those and threw them back in the woods. They're still alive. The onions I threw back there, I cut off all the tops to use as onion powder. I do green onion powder and white onion powder. So the white onion powder is a little harder because you really do have to dry it out and use a dehydrator to make the onion lose all the water out of it. The green onions, the top of the onions, are easy to dry out. You leave them on the counter just like I do the other herbs, and then crumble them into a dust. This stuff is really good. I don't think there's much alcohol in it. 4.5% alcohol, not a lot. A little bit. Not bad. Another thing I started buying is those frozen things. In the summer, I like pina colada. Long Island iced tea pina colada makes me think of summer. They had frozen pina colada in a bag. You throw it in the freezer, and then you put it, it's like a slush. Oh, my goodness. Onions do help you fight colds. Yep. Onion and garlic, as much as the smell and how bad they smell for some people, I love onion and garlic. I use in almost everything. Better for you than salt. I try not to. I try not to salt anything. Now, yesterday I had corn on the cob, which isn't good for my belly, so I'm suffering a little bit today. But same thing around 4th of July. I crave corn on the cob and watermelon. That's like those party things that you see at the cookout and stuff like that. So I have a seedless watermelon in there that I'm going to cut up. Remember, you guys remember we grew watermelon here before. Yeah, that didn't work out very good. I could probably share the stream. I should do that one day, and we go back and look at the old videos. What are we doing here? I think they're dumping some rock over here. We'll go check them out. So maybe I'll do a garden stream once where we go back and look at the old videos. I've been telling you guys, go back in the playlist. I have a playlist on my channel with all these garden videos. We're about 20 minutes into me rambling. This is when we start to actually show you the garden. Yeah, they're dumping rock over there again. They're actually making a road down there because there are plots for houses back there. I might as well finish this off. There you go. A little Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry. Get you into the watermelon and vodka. Hey, Twitch in the building. What is up, my friend? I like these streams because I don't feel as much pressure to entertain like I do when I'm doing LTD. I'm always on 10, volume up to 11 whenever I do those shows. And the 3 shows since I've been back, since my sickness, have really been amazing. We got a great storylines going, awesome matches, crazy events, and you guys have been showing up in droves, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So big shout out to everybody in the building. LD is here. Twitch is here. We showed you kind of how we got here. Our little Chippy, the chipmunk, who was causing some problems with the sunflower seeds. First year I ever planted sunflower seeds because I want to grow one of those 8-foot tall sunflowers. But this guy decided to go get the seeds before they could grow, and he was digging out. He's almost impossible to keep out of the garden. I mean, I've put up some extra chicken wire and more gravel and rocks and stuff, but now these guys don't mess with the garden because I put the repels all granules around, which is supposed to deter all kinds of animals. We talked about the berry plants. I got my one blueberry. And then we talked about cut and grow, which lettuce is like that way too. I don't grow a lot of lettuce. Maybe since I'm going to a raised bed, I'll show you where I'm going to do a huge raised garden bed for next year. That's the big upgrade for next year. And it's going to be a little bit expensive, so I got to save up for it. I take all the herbs, cut them up, dry them out on the counter, and then we make our allspice. And this is it. Basil and oregano are the 2 main parts. Lemon thyme adds some flavor. Onion and garlic powder is the only 2 parts I don't grow. The onion and garlic powder, I just buy it. I did try to grow the onion. A lot of the onion, actually, I have grown and dried out. But the garlic is something that the only thing I haven't grown. I might try to grow garlic again and see how it happens if I do it in the raised beds, as well as the onions. Maybe I'll do onion and garlic in the... That's probably a good idea. I'll do onion and garlic. Here, let's go check out the garden. Let's go actually check it out. Anybody else pop in here? Yeah, it's a challenge last week. It was a challenge last week because at 90 degrees every day, you don't want to overwater it. You don't want to underwater it. And I think I did lose 2 plants from not watering enough. So let's go take a look at it. Like my shirt. You guys remember back in the day? You big dummies. Fred Sanford, anyone? Elizabeth, the big one. All right. Let's swap it around. All right. Yeah, spaghetti from like zucchini and stuff like that. I made zucchini spaghetti before. Rosemary's doing well. Just a big bush of rosemary that I'll use when I cook chicken or steak, stuff like that. Sanford and Son. Wally knows about it. Wally knows. Old Fred Sanford, yep. My dad had an 8-track of his comedy. It was hilarious. So here you'll see, I actually trimmed all this down. It's already growing back a lot. You want to make sure it doesn't start to flower. You want to clip those in the bud. See, I'm going to get rid of this part. It's already starting to flower on the top. And it'll grow down to the bottom. It'll separate as long as you cut it where the branches are split. More of it will grow. So cut and grow is what we're talking about. And this lemon thyme was probably up to here, maybe up to here. I trimmed it all the way down, and you can already see it's starting to grow back. So the lemon thyme, which smells phenomenal. Parsley back here, I cut all the parsley up, and it's already growing back. And like this is crazy. Like I literally trimmed this basil down to almost nothing last week. And look at it, just growing like crazy. Same thing with the oregano. This oregano has lasted through summer. And so all I did was trimmed it all the way down to this base, and it's already growing back. A lot of it's growing back. And this oregano made it through the summer as well. More, and same thing on this side. Lemon thyme. We got parsley growing in the back. Parsley doesn't really have much flavor to it. It's more just filler and stuff. And my hydrangea is not doing that great. Just got one little bloom there. Odds, what is up, Odds? So the herb garden's doing great. Like I said, cut and grow. We trimmed this last week, and it's already growing back. So it's like a never-ending little cycle here. I dig it. Let's go over to the grapevine. Check in on the grapevine. And as planned, the grapevine is slowly growing down this way. Check it out. Pretty wild, right? And if we dig deep enough, we got grapes. Now they have to survive long enough that the birds don't eat them. The ants, you can see bugs are already starting to get to some of them. And they're supposed to be seedless, but they're not. Hey, Cowboy John, what is up, brother? Make sure you guys keep hitting the thumbs up for me. I love these streams. Just chill and continue to train these to grow to the right. Anything popping out, we'll tuck back in, pause. Make it grow that way. So everything flows down that way. And like I said, this is mainly just a visual for me. If we don't get grapes, we don't get those bastards are trying to crawl out again. Look at this. I had cleared all this out because these little fuckers found a way out again. This is the groundhogs are doing this. This is the third time I've done this. They continue. And I put, oh, man. I put extra pegs here, pegged all this down, and this little fucker's still finding a way to climb out. So, ugh, I can't believe I got to dig this up again. I put an actual boulder in there. Like I literally put, here, I'll show you. Let's show you guys what these fuckers have done. Now they have a whole system of tunnels underneath. And I put a brick there. I put a big boulder there, and they still found a way to dig a hole out. Well, they're trying to dig back down through is what he's doing. Okay, so that's digging from the outside. I'm going to put more rocks down there so he can't get it. They're trying to dig from the outside in. That I can stop. All right, so that's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought they were digging back out. So I got to put more bricks or rocks down in that hole. Because the next thing you know, these bastards they have a tunnel. They have a tunnel down in there. And the tunnel leads to here, right inside of there. I actually tried carbon monoxide bomb. The problem with that is they have a burrow so low, it's hard for me to reach the lowest point of their burrow to actually destroy it. The only way to destroy it would be to get rid of this whole shed. So they're trying to get back in from the outside. And the other problem is they're just digging up my landscaping, which pisses me off. So I'm going to try to fix that hole again so they do not find a way back down there. I mean, he dug a hole deep enough to realize, hey, I'm not getting down in there. I put 2 big boulders in there to keep them out. So now I got something there to do. Let's go take a walk in the woods before we check out the regular garden. Just cut my grass yesterday. Yeah, baby. And all the clovers are gone. Weed and seed. That's what I did. I threw the weed and seed, $30 for a big bag of it. Throw it all over where you have clovers and weeds, and also feed your grass. And now my last cut, I don't have any. We sent some snakes down there. Yeah, I wish. I mean, if they're not harming nothing, I don't mind the groundhogs, but when they come out and start harming stuff, then I start to mind. When they start messing with the garden or my landscaping, then I start to worry. I don't want them doing that shit. I had to see all the clovers and everything that were back. There's still some back here, but not as much. Oh, that's right. I got to turn my Wi-Fi off. There we go. But down here, last week I couldn't see. It was so dark. This week it's working better. There's my plants. There's my 2 plants that weren't working up top. Planted one in the ground and one in the thing. They're still there, but you know, the black dots, I don't know if you can see them. See the black dots? That's a bacteria that would have killed the rest of my plants. And there's all the onions that I had to plant back here because they were kind of moldy. They were crappy onions. So I just planted them back here to get the green part off the top. And I've already harvested them once. They're pretty much done. And this is kind of bait. You know, if the bugs, I mean, the critters want to come back here, look, there's little berries growing. There's actual berries growing on these. They're not like turning into blackberries, but there's a lot of berries on here. It sucks because these 2 were growing way better than what I have up here. And I had to throw them down here because of that bacteria. Shit happens. That's part of growing a garden. I mean, you learn. Sometimes you learn the hard way. Some things. Oh, good job, bird. You got that worm. Come back and get it. Let's check out the actual. Yeah, I'm loving my yard right now. The grass is looking phenomenal. Thank you, Jake. So we had a death in the family, but I replaced it. Grape, tomatoes here. This was a raspberry bush or a blackberry bush. It died. We're only down to 2 raspberry bushes left. Let me get inside the garden here to show you. So I had to replace 2 plants. Here's our asparagus. This is the first year. You got to wait 2 years before you can harvest asparagus, but we have the initial plants here. And apparently after a year or 2, you'll see other asparagus spears start to grow. So this one, not doing great, but staying alive. This one's not looking that good, but you got fresh growth here. And they should be a bush. They're just like one stem. And my grape tomatoes died up front, so I got a new one and planted it here. So these will be little grape tomatoes. I got one that's already growing really well. There's a sucker. See that little thing there? That's a sucker. You can pull those off. There's our Some bird took a shit all over it, but that's a sunflower. Hopefully it'll grow all the way up to here. I'll be tying it to that fence right there. But that is a sunflower doing pretty damn good. I'm hoping it makes it all the way up. They could grow 5, 6, 7 feet tall. This sunflower also doing pretty good. Now this one I thought was dead. This one, if you go back a couple streams, it was hanging over sideways and had a big chunk taken out of the stem. I thought it would never make it, but it's making it. That's going to be a sunflower too. I'm not really excited about these 2 blackberry bushes. I don't think they're going to, or these are raspberry, I'm sorry. So I got 2 raspberry bushes here. My grape tomatoes. And I don't know, some of them are doing good, some of them are doing great with the marigolds. What I might do next year is take all those rocks out of there and dig a deeper trench for more room for those to grow, because they don't have very much room to grow. The onions, you can see how this dries out. I've picked a couple of the onions because they just died. They're not bulbing up, they're not getting real big. But if I leave them in there long enough, we'll have some onions. That one looks good. That one looks like it's going to be good. A couple of them up top don't look that great. So the onions, they should be ready to be picked, you know, but they're not doing well. These kohlrabi, whatever you want to call them, cabbage apples. A couple of them are getting a good size. Some of them just like a golf ball. I already ate one of them. Something's eating that one. But these are getting there. I've seen them grow to big as a softball or bigger, so I'll be eating those soon. And then what I decided to do for next year is a big raised planting bed here. Get one of those big metal container things, put it up on stilts, and I'm going to have a raised planter bed there. Let me get out of the sun real quick. So you have sunflowers, no moonflowers. I got marigolds, and that one's about to die. So here's the blueberry bush, and still got a couple blueberries on there. And this is the first year I've actually had blueberries. See, I'm actually getting blueberries. See, there's a blueberry. Pretty cool. And the blackberry bush, I mean, it's big. It's just not really yielding a lot of berries. There's some here, but those are like right up top. Birds are going to get those. So over here is where I had the grape tomatoes. I replaced it with a 4th of July tomato. So we had these real small tomatoes. It died. I don't know why or how it died, but I went and got this 4th of July, which means an earlier bloom. Hey, Charles in the house. What's up, Charles? So this one already has some tomatoes on there. These will be red tomatoes, regular red tomatoes. These 4, and you see, look at all the tomatoes I'm getting. Tomatoes. It's so much better than last year's yield already. These are going to be yellow tomatoes, so they will be lemon boys. Less acid in lemon tomato. Then we got green peppers, which look, pepper. We got a big one over there. We got a banana pepper growing. So even though these stems are kind of dark, I was worried about them. It looks like we're going to get, there's the banana pepper. It's looking good. We're going to have peppers. Now these, I don't know what happened. I'm not getting radishes, man. They're not bulbing up. These radishes are a big fail for the 3rd year in a row. I don't know what happened. My first 2 years of radishes, my goodness, I had radishes out the yin yang. They were so easy to grow. Some of them are trying to, I'm going to leave them in there and see what happens. In the sage bush to keep the demons away, of course. But yeah, this middle part is the last in-ground thing I have here. And I think I'm just going to go to a raised bed. We'll get fresh dirt in there. We'll go to a raised planter's bed, and hopefully that'll help. So this middle section will be one big raised planter bed. And it looks like these containers are doing well. I don't need tons. I just need enough to eat and stuff. Yeah, I use the insecticide. I use 7 spray on these to keep the bugs off. So I do have to wash everything before I eat it, of course. Dad joke. I just read a book about Stockholm syndrome. It was pretty bad at first, but by the end I liked it. Okay. You got to know what Stockholm syndrome is to get that one, I guess. Not the first. I've grown veggies for 13 years, bro. Even more than that in my old house. But for the past couple years, growing in the ground here, we weren't having success. So I'm going to all these containers. And now that I've gone to containers, you're seeing all the tomatoes already growing. The peppers are already growing. I think that's the key. We're just going to go to all raised planting beds and containers. Sounds like a plan, right? I mean, the garden looks good. Visually, it's nice. But to me, it doesn't look good enough. Like, I want more. I always do this too. So we always check out my neighbor's garden. It's growing like crazy right now. Well, I mean, it looks nice. The pavers and everything like that. She's home. We'll stay over here. But hopefully the asparagus will go next year. We're still testing that out. We'll get these sunflowers to grow so tall. I'll have to tape them up to the to this fence here and see how high they get. I'm happy about this new plant here, which was a berry plant. Now it is grape tomatoes, and we got a bunch of flowers and little tomatoes there. That should work out fine. And once I get this all cleared out of onions and kohlrabi, I'll start shopping around for a big planter bed for this middle part here. Sunlight, yeah, we get tons of sunlight, bro. Look at it, it's beautiful today. That's why the garden started out up here and it ends up down here, so I get a good bit of sun. Good enough sun. I got the fire pit. I'd like to throw them damn groundhogs in here. Yeah, where are you at, you groundhogs? So they've been trying to dig back through their hole here. I'm just gonna try to make sure they can't. So I'm gonna have to throw some more rocks down into there to go along with. I mean, that might be enough just to keep them out of there. That's like a big sign saying, "There's a spider on my phone." This is like a big sign saying, "Hey, don't dig here. Here's a big rock." But they still dig. They still dig there. There's my golf balls because I used to use this as an actual putting green. And when my feral stray cat comes around, I'll feed him with that. I wonder if he's over there. It's not quite as hot as it was the last few days. Maybe the kitty cat's out. She normally sits on this deck over here. And if she sees me, she runs. Yeah, with all this garbage. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. No, no kitty. I even like to go to the back here of the grapevine, and you see these growing the wrong way. You just tuck them back in to start growing that way. So I don't really have too many. Everything's already trained to grow back through. This one's growing out the wrong way. Let's send that one back that through. So the grapevine's doing well, but not a lot of like grapes. That sounds kind of ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. So we'll cut it short today. Keep it under an hour, about 45 minutes. Like I said, it's a non-stop. That's what one thing I love about it is the yard keeps me busy. I'll have to reinforce that hole over there so those damn bastards quit digging. Start shopping for a nice raised bed planter for the middle there. Hope that the berry plants. We're down to 2 out of 6 berry bushes that I bought this year. So I'm hoping that they will survive. And now that we got tomatoes, we'll start harvesting vegetables soon. Pretty much from here on out, we'll be harvesting herbs every week. There's a bee getting a little pollination. Look at that bee. That's right, bee. Get in that flower. A little bee in action. Now don't come after me, motherfucker. All right. Herb garden's looking good. Everything's looking good. We got kitties. There's Big Fatty. What's up, Fatima? Caramel, you big, huge monster. Hi, kitty. Where you going? And there's Parker. Oh, they never do that. They're hardly ever close to each other. Smelling each other. What are you smelling, Parker? Kitties. Oh, now you're going to mess with each other, huh? All right. What do you want me to grow, Prime Time? That's another part of the stream that we do is you guys make suggestions. Like last year or 2 years ago, I think it was, you guys said watermelon and cantaloupe, so I built a trellis that it crawled up, and even found out if you take pieces of like old t-shirt and make little canopies to hold the fruit up so they don't touch the ground and stuff. But it is a beautiful day. The heat has gone down. It's still nice and sunny, but the heat definitely is not anywhere near it was the other night. Those 4 days, a stretch of days, were pretty crazy. But if you guys are checking out the replay here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, share it out. Check it out. It's just a little cool garden stream showing off my backyard and everything that I have going on here. Oh, butterfly. We're just about to end it soon. Check it out. We went through some of the critter pictures earlier. We checked out the grapevine. We checked out the herb garden, which I did trim, and it's already growing back. So this is definitely a success. Every year, this is a great success. We lost a tomato plant and a berry plant, so I replaced them with 2 regular tomato plants. We got another mini tomato plant in the back corner now, and 2 raspberry bushes. 4th of July tomatoes here, so those should be growing nice. We already got tomatoes on here. Peppers already growing. And we got another blueberry. We had a blueberry today. There's a blueberry. And we're going to wrap it up for today. Eliminator beer. So we're celebrating good things, bad things coming up on July 4th. Of course, we got our butterfly here for Butterfly. There she is. Shout out to Butterfly. And we'll probably pick another kohlrabi. Actually, let's pick one now. We'll do that on the air for our final thing. This one's nice and big. Let's pull this one since it's interfering with these. So I like to pull them out, knock all the dirt off. I'll have this for lunch. I actually had some lunch. And then I might have to set this sucker down for a minute. Because you can remove the leaves on these, doesn't hurt them. So what we're going to do is pull the bottom off, pull all these stems off. We got about the size of a baseball here. I'll trim that sucker down, throw a little salt on it. Actually, maybe I'll use my allspice. Ooh, little bugs got to that part. We'll cut that out. But there's one. Strawberries I tried. All the birds eat them. So we'll be harvesting some onions soon. Once they start bulbing up, making onion powder out of those. And hopefully these grape tomatoes will keep growing. I'll be able to pull some grape tomatoes off every day. And that sunflower, just keep growing, buddy. Keep on growing. There you have it. There you have it. The radishes were a big fail. None of these radishes are working. I'll probably pull all those out soon. And now we have ourselves a kohlrabi. Actually, the when I had that, it's like a cabbage apple is what I call it. I tried peach and pear trees. Those didn't work. Hey, Jesse's in the building. What's up? Figs. See, those are all trees, so I'd have to grow them outside of the garden. And that leaves it for any of these animals to go willy-nilly on them. So that's going to be it for today. Finding half a maggot, yeah, or biting into a maggot when you bite into an apple and bite into. Actually, I have a story about that. When I was younger, hold on, let me flip this over. We'll give our final goodbyes here. But make sure to go back and watch the rest. Hit the thumbs up. I had my nice little Smirnoff drink earlier. Everybody saying hi. So, when I was younger, there was an apple tree by my house. And we would grab some of the apples that look real good, just take a bite out of the apple. I actually took a bite out of an apple and a bee flew out of the apple. Like I was this close to just biting into a bee. So, yeah. Don't pick apples off the tree and just bite them anymore. I'm getting poison right here. I can feel it tingling. And I didn't touch anything but the dirt over there and walked into the woods. But I'm getting poison right here. I can feel it tingling. So I'll have to spray that when I get into the house. I can feel it already starting. But that's going to be it for today. We checked out pecan trees. Nuts aren't really good for, nuts and beans aren't good for someone with a bad stomach, so I don't really eat those that much. But we'll be back next week, maybe this Friday. I might go back to Fridays, I'm not sure. It was just too hot. Friday was like 95 degrees. I wouldn't have lasted very long out here on Friday, so I figured I'll move it to Monday. I'm glad I did. We were supposed to get rain today. We got it yesterday. But cut and grow. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep figuring out, what we can grow. It looks like we're going to get tomatoes. Peppers are doing good. The onions. As long as we can keep this Chippy out of here. There's Chippy. I mean, we made a house for him and everything. Stay out the garden, Chippy. And he has not been around, so I guess it's working. The groundhogs, like I said, ooh, there's a bee. Had a little run-in with the groundhogs over there, and the whole family's trying to dig another tunnel. See if I can stop that. And then we had our blueberry. Oh, so cut and grow was today. Hot, hot, hot. It was 90 degrees last week, all week. Now cooling down a little bit in the 70. We're gonna get closer to 4th of July. I'm gonna make me a meatball sub, have some watermelon, maybe some more corn on the cob. It's summertime. Summertime is here, and taking care of the garden kind of steps up when it's summertime. This is what we're doing with the herbs. We're drying them out on the counter and making allspice: basil, oregano, parsley, garlic, onion, and thyme. That is my allspice that I use when I cook. When I make the meatball sub, that's what I'm going to use, etc., etc. So hopefully soon I'll have tomatoes to pick, peppers to pick, and we'll keep having fun in the garden. And until then, peace and positive vibes, each and every one of you. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show, hanging out with me in the garden, if it's just an hour every week. Sometimes I can shoot the shit with you guys and talk a little bit, so it's fun. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Check out all the other streams later on today. I'll be back tomorrow with more LTD. Just in time for the end, AK. We are done. But good, rewind and watch it. We did a lot of talking, a lot of couple plants died. We had to switch them out. It's all good. It's all part of the learning process. Get more back to the allspice and the herbs that we have. Like I said, this is what we do. Let it all sit out on the counter till it dries out. And the allspice, I need to start bottling up more of that and giving it away. That's going to do it for today, guys. We moved the Friday stream to Monday because of the heat, so if it's still real hot where you're at, stay safe. Watch out for poison ivy. I know I got it right here. I got to go spray myself. Tecnu, the best stuff for poison ivy. Tecnu. You can wash your clothes with it, take a shower with it, rub it to get all the oil out so it doesn't spread and dries it out quicker. Can't really get rid of poison ivy, but you can try to avoid it. Keep it dried out. Ooh, I can feel it itching. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the streams. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Catch a replay. Leave me a comment so I know you stopped by. I'll see you around. Love you guys. We out of here.